Welcome back to my welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to my channel. Not the second video. Hooray. So today we are gonna be doing a little Q&A or whatever. I asked y'all to send me questions on my Instagram story and y'all sent me a couple. So first question, how did you learn to sew? YouTube. Next. Just kidding. Okay, no, I'm playing. Let me get more into it. I learned how to sew altering my own clothes. So I had a sewing machine that was given to me by a friend for my birthday, and I would get like jeans that didn't fit me or like shirts that didn't fit me, and I would learn how to like take it apart, pick apart the seams, and then sew it back together, but so it can fit me, if that makes sense. And when it comes to sewing, you can literally Google or YouTube every single thing you want to learn about sewing, like how to sew a roll hem or how to do a twin stitch. Every single thing is out there on the internet. Someone said, what's stressing you out? What's stressing me out right now is the fact that I have to learn how to balance having a 9-to-5 with having a business, with doing a YouTube channel, with creating these videos, with sewing. It's a whole lot. But I'm not complaining. I'm very happy actually. Like, I really like being busy. It's just a matter of like figuring out how to balance everything. Someone said, how can I apply for a job with fashion companies in New York? Girl, I wish I knew the tea and the secret sauce, because who doesn't want to work with these companies in Fashion Week? Someone said, tips for beginner sewers, nervous emoji. I would say don't rush into trying to make your own clothes like from scratch. I would simply say like you need to get the hang of how to use a sewing machine, or like how to thread the sewing machine, or whenever something breaks in your sewing machine, you want to know how to fix it easily, and that can really make you upset. So I say like do that during the altering stage, because whenever it comes to sewing clothes, that's already a whole different task. So now you already know how to work a sewing machine. It won't be too difficult for you to learn how to make clothes from scratch. What would you do differently when it comes to making your own designs? I feel like there's two things I would do differently. First is to work with like more colors and like explore more colors, because I feel like on my actual like brand page I tend to not branch out very often. Like the red and the pink, that was like a one-off thing, but I kind of want to do, I like playing with colors, you know, people love colors. Second thing I want to do is start making more pieces that can be seen as like timeless. So that is like focusing on the quality of the fabric that's being used and like the construction and whatnot, and obviously that comes with time and like me getting better as a seamstress, but I would definitely say that would be the next thing. Someone said, I want to start sewing, but I'm too scared of failing and stepping out of my comfort zone. Girl, anything is scary when you're first starting to do it. You're gonna make mistakes, you're gonna fail, you have to fail for you to actually learn. Like if you go down and look down on my page, when I first started sewing, the difference is alarming. I actually need to make a video comparing when I first started and where I am now. I'm not saying like I'm the best, because I'm definitely not. There's so many things I still need to learn, but I'm definitely saying like there's improvement. But just starting and putting something out is so much better than doing nothing at all and like just keep on stalling. So start ASAP. Someone asked, when are we gonna get that red and black ruffle snakeskin skirt? So this video that I made went like really viral, and the skirt, everyone wanted it. So I'm gonna tell y'all the real reason why it's not dropped. That skirt took hours and hours upon hours, I mean hours, to make. And don't get me wrong, like it can still be made, but for it to be made properly and accurately requires a lot. And the price it would cost to make it would be so high that I don't even know what I would charge to sell it. You know what I mean? Like I had a sample made of it by a seamstress in Houston, and the sample made was really expensive, and I need to charge like 3 times that, or at least double that, and that's even an outrageous price. Like don't get me wrong, I feel like people would still buy it, but it's just like I don't know, I really wanted to just drop the corsets and like focus on one thing and get that going right. I'm not saying it will never drop. I just want to get it like perfected to the point where I can bring down the cost. Like I know that the demand is high, but I still want the cost to be at a decent price where, you know, a lot of people can afford to buy it, if that makes sense. But I'm not saying I will never drop it. I might, you know, who knows? Is corsets your favorite thing to sew? You know, whenever I started making corsets and just tops in general, I thought of what I like to wear a lot and like how I'm always like styling my pieces. And I noticed like I would always make dresses. Don't get me wrong, I still love making dresses, but I don't wear them as much as I do like corsets and tops and like, you know, pairing it with jeans and pairing it with shorts or something, or pairing it with a mini skirt. So I said, okay, let me start doing what I actually want to wear. So that's why I started going out into corsets. So yeah, I would say it is my favorite thing to make right now. What do you want to do in the future as far as fashion? Whenever someone asks me like what brand do I see myself becoming, like the first brand that always comes to mind is Jacquemus. I love Jacquemus and like everything that brand embodies and everything they put out in every single runway show. And I just see that for myself. They don't have 80 brick and mortar stores in one city, and they have it in like prominent cities where it makes sense. You know what I mean? Like they have a store in Paris, of course. They don't have a store in just Houston. They don't have a store in Dallas. You know what I mean? It's places that make sense, places that make sense for the market and for their customers. You know what I mean? So I don't know, I just really love Jacquemus. Their aesthetic is just so feminine. Oh, Jacquemus and Mugler, my top two favorite brands, top two inspos in the world. Just look up Mugler and I feel like you can see a little bit of me in there. But RIP. But yeah, I want my brand to go big. I want it to be iconic. Someone said, do you listen to music / watch something while you design? So when I design and I really want to create something good, no music. I like to be in silence. I like to like damn near meditate with what I'm creating. You know, I want to be like one with the art. It sounds kind of crazy, but when I'm actually sewing, okay, yeah, I'll put on like a podcast or something inspirational or a funny show on Netflix, a funny movie, and I'm sewing. When it comes to designing, I like calm, I like peace. I'll put in my headphones and I won't even put any music on. I just want like the noise canceling. I don't want anything bothering me while I'm designing, if that makes sense. But that's just me. I used to listen to music, like rap music or like female rap music to get like inspo and get empowerment and everything. And that was cool. But now I just want zen. I want peace. I just want calmness when I'm designing. I don't know. Like my ideal place to be when I'm designing is probably like on a beach, hearing the waves, or in like a jungle, like with no bugs around me or anything, but like a calm, nice little forest, you know, a rainforest, hearing the birds and all that. Okay, I'm getting too into it. When are you gonna design menswear, if at all? I really don't know. I just really enjoy making women's wear. I get that question a lot. Like, am I ever gonna make menswear? I want to do something I'm passionate about, and I'm just not passionate about menswear. Love y'all though. Anything stretchy. I wouldn't say it's my favorite, but it's the easiest. My favorite is something that's obviously a little bit more challenging. I'm like, ooh, I did that. Like, wow, okay. I know I can sew, but realistically, something that's real easy for me to work with is anything that's like 4-way stretch. How are you doing mentally? On a scale of 1 to 10, mentally, I would say I'm at a solid 7. That number's speaking to me. I could be better, but I'm doing pretty good. You know what I mean? Like I'm happy, I'm content. There's been a lot of changes in my life recently, but I think everything's for the better. You know, everything works together for our own good. You know, I really believe that, and just really believe in like God aligning all my steps for me, that everything will work together in the end. How old are you? I am 22. I turned 23 in September. Like, I'm getting old. Where do you see yourself by the end of the year? This is a good question. By the end of the year, I see myself as a CFDA nominee. I'm being worn on red carpets. I'm working for myself every single day. I don't have to get up and do my 9 to 5 every single day. That's the ideal situation. Life is going well, business is booming, everything. You know, I'm just happy, I'm content with life. I have, you know, I'll have amazing friends. I'll have amazing support from my family. Everything will just be top tier. That's where I see myself at the end of the year. When did you start designing, and was it something you've been wanting to do? I started designing, I would say, but from a young age, I was always the DIY kid. Like from a young age, I would always want to draw. I'd always tell my mom to take me to Michael's, like, let's buy all this art supplies. I need to make something I saw on YouTube. I was always that kid. I always wanted to make something. I was always into making tie-dye shirts, drawing on the sidewalk. You know, that I was just very creative as a kid. And I was also a hustler. Like, all that stuff I was telling my mom to go buy me in the store, I was taking it to school and I was selling it the next day. So I'd always wanted to do something creative, you know. Will you do classes? Unfortunately, I don't even feel like I'm that good enough to do classes. I mean, I'll do YouTube tutorials and everything. Like, I'm gonna have some more tutorials on this channel, but classes, in-person classes, I really don't know about that one. Ooh, someone told me to do timed fashion challenges. You know, I actually have that written down. So more videos like that coming. So y'all better subscribe. Someone said, is your 9 to 5 in fashion as well or unrelated? My 9 to 5 is in consulting. It's completely unrelated to fashion. But there are aspects of what I do at my 9 to 5 that helps me with fashion and like running a business, I would say. Like when I do a lot of project management work, I tie that a lot into how I run like my team, how I engage with my customers and everything. So there's a lot of things I learn from having a 9 to 5, which is why, like, you know, I'm not too mad at having one right now, but obviously not for a long time. But I would definitely say like it helps the business side of things. When it comes to the fashion and creative side, it's literally a creative block. Like I don't want to be there, but I'm fine right now. So I said, how do you sell the collections you make? So the mini collection videos that I make, I don't sell those simply because I'm making those videos at a rate that is impossible for me to, I don't want to say impossible, but it's a little bit hard for me to find a seamstress that's gonna help me sew it out for y'all to get it in a timely manner, if that makes sense. And it's so many different, like let's say one video will have 2 designs, and let's say I put out 3 videos a week, so that's 6 different designs, and then she's making 3 different sizes of each different design. It's just think about the logistics. I'm trying to work it out, don't get me wrong, I'm trying to work it out, but right now I'm just being a little bit slow because it's just not that easy. What inspires your collections? You know, when I first started making corsets, I would be at a lot of bars, and I noticed a lot of women would sit slouched and like they just had bad posture. I said, okay, you know, what's something I can make to kind of fix this posture? I said a corset would tie them up, you know, have you sit up straight. So I don't know, that's just something, that's an example of something that inspired making a corset. But yeah, how do you keep up with the bulk orders as a handmade clothing designer? So I hand make every single sample of what I sell. But when it comes to making the items for each person that orders, a seamstress is working on that. I used to be the one to make every single thing, but it got too much to the point where it was draining. And I don't want to feel like sewing is draining, you know, because I actually enjoy it. So that's also my advice to anyone that sews or runs a business that does anything handmade. Outsource where you can, so you can have time to do the creative side of things and even run the actual business side of things. Where do you find fabrics? I get this question a lot. So I live in Texas, and there's not really, it's not really a fashion state. So my advice to anyone looking to buy fabrics would be, the first thing is Google fabric stores in your area. There's probably gonna be like 1 or 2 good ones, and just utilize those for in-person anything. But when there's certain like specific things I want, like, you know, mohair fabric or knit fabric, I'm gonna Google it and buy it online. One of my favorite fabric stores to buy online from is Mood Fabrics, and I think they're headquartered in New York, I believe. I've been there, but that's just an example of a fabric. Like, just Google anything you want and you will find it, I promise. Are you looking for an assistant? I would love someone that lives in Texas. Right now my team does not live in the same state as me, so we do a lot of work virtually. Like, they're amazing, like they help a lot, but I would love someone in the state. For beginners, what's the best / affordable sewing machine to have? So I have the Brother limited edition Project Runway sewing machine, and I love that sewing machine. I've been having it, I've had it for about 3 years now, and it doesn't really give me that many problems. But I've heard the Singer heavy duty sewing machine is really good. Like, that's probably something what I would get next, or if mine completely broke, I would go for that Singer heavy duty sewing machine. Do you have a YouTube channel? I do. You watching me right now? How do you make patterns? I don't know how to make a technical pattern. Like, my pattern is not gonna be able to go to a professional seamstress and they're gonna be able to make it. I mean, certain things can go, but not everything, because I like my patterns to fit me, fit my body. So it's a little bit harder, but I would say I literally take my exact measurements and put it on paper, if that makes sense. How did you set up and how do you manage a website for your clothing brand? So I use Shopify, and to me, it's really easy. Of course, there's certain things, like they don't have a customer service line that you can call when something's wrong. Yeah, a little bit annoying, but I feel like it's a website that a lot of people use. So whenever you do have a problem and you look it up, there's gonna be an answer, most definitely, or someone that's gone through the same problem as you. So I would suggest Shopify, or another common website for businesses. things you do faithfully every day, no matter what. When I first wake up, I pray. I have my Bible app on my phone. Then go get ready to go to the gym or Pilates, usually both. I do something that's gonna help my business or brand in any way, at least one thing a day that's gonna help me. Okay, so that was all the questions. Thank you guys so much for asking me those questions. I felt like I answered a lot, if not all of the questions, but if I did miss anything, like, please put it in the comments. I will definitely take time out of my day to answer you or make anything more clear for you guys. But yeah, that was it for this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I told y'all I was gonna be consistent, so yeah, show me some love and I'm gonna give you some more back.